Hey guys, I'm back. I'm going to give you some reviews a little bit later today, but I wanted to do one podcast very briefly about the importance of having faith and staying positive. This is not a podcast that is promoting any specific religion or anything of that nature, but it is about faith. It is about your inner spirituality or whatever the case may be, whatever if you are a spiritual individual. And the reason I want to come to you with this is because at the beginning of the year, everyone comes up, not everyone, lots of folks come up with these New Year resolutions, such as I'm going to lose X amount of weight before June, such as I'm going to get my finances finally in good shape, such as, they make these some very lofty resolutions. Sometimes they make unrealistic resolutions and things of that nature. So I'm not one for necessarily or sitting around saying I need to make a resolution because I don't try to do those things. The thing about it is I don't want to set myself up for failure. Let's say I'm going to lose 40 pounds by June 1st. Well, that's not realistic, honestly. But to lose, changing certain habits is something that is important to me as it pertains to health, pertain to eating habits. And I've slowly changed some of my eating habits, but I won't let go of wine too much. So that is one of my big drawbacks is I love wine. So there we have that. But I wanted to come to you because I also feel like there are those that are dealing with pressures and stresses of a lot of things, school. Some people have gone back to school, such as myself, heading back to school, trying to finish grad school. It's a lot of work, especially when you're working and you're going to grad school full time. It's a lot. I had roadblocks, set up, recently as it pertained to grad school. I'm down to my last few classes and, there were some financial issues and they placed a hold on my account and, it was, that was very stressful because I felt like, oh my God, I'm at the end and now I don't know what am I going to do next? It was a lot going on, but what it did was force my hand into getting certain things in order. And thank God, I prayed. I said, oh, please just get me out of this hole. It actually allowed for me to take action, get things in order. And now I'm back in those classes. Really, had this not had happened, I would have never even taken the action that I needed to take to get back on a good track, on the financial track. So it was a blessing in disguise. Like I would have never even gone that route. I really never even would address the issue. Now I am addressing the issue. Now I am forced to deal with certain things that I had not even been trying to deal with. And these things were going to continue to cause and wreak havoc as far as me being prosperous moving forward. So I'm very grateful in that I now am in a position to do what I need to do in that department as far as school is concerned. Then we move on and we got that situated, went ahead, filed taxes. I got to go pick up those taxes, and then another situation came up where, the landlord is stating that he would like to place this unit on the market. And I'm just not in the position yet to, purchase it. As of yet, I'm just starting to get on track with a few of the things. And so I'm just not in a position to purchase it. Although I was going through the changes and doing what I thought I should do very quickly. And quite honestly, I really believe I need to slow down, honestly, and take one step at a time. And I think that's another reason why I'm doing this podcast. I have to slow it down. What I was trying to do so quickly wasn't really the way things should go. I needed to take a step back. And, I let the landlord know, where I am with things, and I haven't heard back from the person. I haven't heard back from them that I am interested in purchasing this unit, but it's going to take time for me to get to that position where, I'm showing consistent payments and things of that nature. on my credit. Because one thing about it is credit's not bad. It's just that even if you have decent credit, if you don't have enough positive credit, that's another thing. You got to have enough. You could have fair credit. Let's say you got a 670 credit score, or 680 credit score, and that's considered to be close to good. Okay, not excellent, but it's close to the good area, and that's great. But if you don't have enough items on your credit report that shows that you are making consistent payments on time, enough of those items, it's going to be very hard to get a loan because they don't see much. They're like, well, you got one rolling amount of credit here, but that's not really enough. So it forced me to really look at some things to be able to showcase that I am doing things in a consistent manner. Consistency is key. And that's why I let the landlord know. I said, I don't have, right now, it was unrealistic for me to turn around in such a short period of time and say that I was going to be able to do certain things. So that was that. So what's going to happen next? I don't know. My first instinct is I'm hoping that I can have more time to do the things I need to do in order to remain in this place. But I also recognize that there is a possibility that I would probably have to move. And you know what? As much as I don't want to do that, if that is the answer that I have to go with, then that's the answer I got to go with. So again, I did this podcast really to showcase how one thing can have a trickle down effect on many other things and really get the ball rolling. And like I said, sometimes your hand gets forced, but you can see there is light at the end of the tunnel, which I can foresee that the things I'm doing now is going to be to a benefit for me. I'm just got to have faith. Whatever that turnaround is going to be, just got to have faith. I think for everybody else that is dealing with certain things, you can't avoid everything in life. If you have obligations that need to be met, you can't avoid them. I don't care how long, how you figure out, you just can't, you have to meet those obligations. You have to take action. And that's important. Take action on these obligations. I don't care how time consuming, I don't care how costly. Take action. Seek out assistance. If you owe a student loan, for example, and they say, hey, look, we're going to give you another chance, but you need to show at least 6 months of consistent on-time payments. All right, if that's something that they've told you to do it. Because again, these things do not just disappear. And you need to make sure that you're on top of it, that you recognize that this is a serious situation, but you're given another opportunity. Understand that these chances are not just happenstance. They are real. Take the opportunity and say, okay, you know what? I'm in this predicament now, but I can make it right. I can make it right. I can do something to meet these obligations, to make things right. I can set that goal for 6 months and consistent on-time payments. Connect with your bank account. Let them pay your bill every time you get your direct deposit. Let them take out a certain amount of money every single time. Let them do that. That's a good way to get your bills paid. That's a good way to stay on top of things. That way, you know that you are on that pathway. Make sure that account stays where it needs to be. But I think that's a very good idea. So as far as, like I said, dealing with making these arrangements in life and trying to reach these goals and creating these vision boards, which are great, you got to take action. You see the vision, but you got to take action to accomplish that vision. And of course, having faith in whatever it is, whoever you pray to, if you pray at all, have faith in whatever it is. It may be even in yourself. Do that, because that goes a long way. It really, really does. Don't try to put yourself in a position that you have to worry, you have to, or you're in a position where you're worrying, you're in a position where, every time the phone rings, your heart jumps, you don't know if it's a bill, try your best to say, hey, look, I'm in this predicament, but I'm gonna figure out a way to get out. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. That's all I got for right now. I'll come back. I got some reviews I owe you guys, and I'm gonna do a video, podcast about the seating arrangement for Married to Medicine. I'll get that to you guys as well. That's all I got for now. Peace out.